Alex Scott, in tears as she learns of family's time in asylum, felt an instant connection. Alex Scott was left in tears as she learned about the fate of one of her relatives during an upcoming episode of Who Do You Think You Are? Former professional footballer turned presenter Alex, 37, will appear in tonight's episode of BBC's Who Do You Think You Are? While looking into her family's past, the sportswoman discovers a relative of hers was kept in an asylum in London until he died, despite his wife's several attempts to get him out of it. Alex becomes emotional as she explained why his story resonated with her. During the episode of the BBC program, Alex found out her great-grandfather Philip had an older brother, Abraham. He ended up living in the former Colney Hatch lunatic asylum, and the football pundit delved into his story with the help of a historian. "I found out that Abraham was here," she told expert Vicky Long. "And then straight away I think asylum and then you think the worst." Vicky replied, "I thought we could maybe take a look at the photo we have here." The historian showed Alex a photograph of Abraham with his wife, Annie. "How smart he looks," the former Arsenal player commented. "It's a gorgeous photo," Vicky stated, adding, "What we have behind that is another photo of Abraham, when he is admitted here as a patient. There you have someone who seems very strong, very together, and here I'm looking at the next photo. Someone sad in the eyes and I feel lost," Alex explained. "What's the journey from seeing him like this to this?" Alex asked. Vicky explained that Abraham was admitted to the asylum in 1934 at the age of 41. Reading from the case notes, Alex said, "He talks to imaginary people, and he says he hears voices telling him that his wife is not faithful to him and he has threatened her. He is frightened of the way he looks at her. He has been depressed for some time. Wow," she continued. "Here are suggested causes: unemployment, poverty and stress." Wow, Vicky went on. "When he's admitted in 1934, it's right at the peak of the interwar depression. He's looking round in a world where there probably aren't many employment opportunities. It says, he was watched by neighbors. Wow, everyone around him seeing these behaviors," Alex observed. Vicky continued. "Yes, and when the case notes talk about delusions of persecution, that might reflect some of his lived experience. It seems quite likely that he will have encountered a fair amount of anti-Semitic prejudice because Oswald Mosley's British Union of Fascists are pretty active at that point in time," Alex read. Application made today through the subcommittee by wife for his discharge, and it was refused. Vicky revealed that Annie tried 5 times to petition the hospital to discharge her husband, and was refused every time. Abraham ended up dying in the asylum in 1963. An emotional Alex said, "The sad part about it is his wife tried to get him out. He didn't have to spend all those years here. Reading everything he suffered in there saddens me. There was an instant connection resonating with me about my mental health issues and depression. It's really a mixture of the sadness, but actually I'm so happy now that I know the history and feel a connection to a side of my family that I never knew." An emotional Alex went on as tears began to flow. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel, press bell icon button for more videos.